title of your speech?
The title of the speech is Proceeding or Moving Forward on Omen Stories Project. Today, I'm going to catechise myself and have a dialogue with everyone else on the steps that will proceed after we finish 26 radio shows in Omen Stories. If you're looking back at me, it's our new front sheet for Roland Willits, or omenstories.com. We have an omenstories.com and omenstories.org. And on here, if you look, as you can see, every time it goes over, it's a key. And our objective, I'm going to, this is the Omen Stories now.
Are you starting your speech?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
One.
I was trying to, when you started, I thought.
Okay, well, let's start again.
I don't know.
Want to start again? Okay.
Let's start again. One,
Hold
two,
on.
three.
Take two.
Take two. Over the next 4 talks, which will complete another goal for me, we're going to discuss Omen Stories. And I got the idea when someone said, oh, you can talk technical, you can go brag about yourself for a whole talk. I said, wonderful. I'm going to do it for 4. And at the same time, I have the opportunity to learn the positions in the technical process. See, I'm a student up here. The object of me being here is to be a student, is to learn how to speak, how to be a great speaker, how to have fun being a great speaker, how to make my life more enjoyable, add value as a great speaker, and, if I choose, how to earn income as a great speaker. So I have 3 objectives. I have 1, survival, meaning I have a process where I can go earn income. That's always primary in my life's book. 2, okay, I'm doing this because Greg wanted me to do it. 2, I have fun. I have fun doing it, and my life feels good doing it. And 3, I add value to other people's lives. And I've set my life up in these positions. So moving into Omen Stories, I looked at it to complete these objectives. And my proposal is more a question. 1, I'm going to proceed with Omen Stories because of the last 2. It's fun and I add value. My process is in the survival portion of it. Which direction should Omen Stories go? Should it go nonprofit, club, for-profit, income? And I'm bringing it up to everyone here to discuss it because I am at a loss for it. I'm at a loss for it because I look and I say, I could earn good money, and I would be benevolent in the money I made. Therefore, you have a directive soul that really will contribute this money out to society. So that's one way of going. The other way of going is to set up a nonprofit. Get it going, and create a board of directors and create a whole system around it. The problem with this is it depends on people, other people, becoming advocates and lifetime advocates to making this successful. Now, both ways are good. And the reason we're doing these ways is for one reason only. What? It's got 3 letters, and the last 2 is RS. The first letter is an I. IRS. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter at all to us. Okay? We would set it up the way we felt it should be set up. We would do it the way we felt it should be done. We would get people participating the way we felt they should be participated with. And we would set up and we would create a group. It would be more of a tribal type activity. And we would do it the way we felt the world would benefit. But because of tax structures, we have to approach it from what does Mr. Sam, I'm not going to call him Uncle anymore, because uncles are good guys. What is Mr. Sam going to do with this? Are we at 8 minutes already?
Oh, bring us for 5 minutes, right? No.
No. Okay, well, that's fine. Do 5 and 7. Then what we'll have is this, that's fine. We'll have a 3-minute question and answer, okay? Because I want to get everyone involved in this. Now, and I'm doing this for tech stuff. This is a web site or web front sheet that I created back in 2001. When I was a youngster of 61 and decided to learn how to do web stuff. But if you look at it, it's sort of cool. It goes over and it has keys. Each one has a little key, and when you hit it, you go places. Okay. And down here, it's got a nice little. And to be cool, everyone knows what papal is, don't they? Papal refers to the Vatican. Well, that's the papal key. I sort of fudged it a little bit. But I had fun creating it. What I want to do is take this club and do the same thing, or the same guidelines that I basically approached Toastmasters. Only not for business. To give value to people for their lives. The one thing that everyone needs is to improve their storytelling. And you always wish you had more tools when your relationship asks you those hard questions. Did you know that women in a normal lifetime spend 8 years shopping?
That's it?
Well, you're probably the other skewed, the other ones that do it slower. Good stories help work around that when you have relationships. So that's just like you have as you give talks, you have to break it up with humor. Always light spots are needed. So in Old Men's Stories, our objective are to teach people how to tell their stories. This is all for me personal. And I can create a corporate end of it because it would sell great to corporate, which I might. But the purpose is for you to tell your life story so that people will listen. each one of us have a journey. All 6 billion. And each one of us has a wonderful story that we can share. Wouldn't it be nice to pull up any person's story and listen to it because you like listening to it? Instead of like a history course, like you have to listen to it. That's what Old Men Stories is about. So my point is, my question is, which direction do you think would work? Now the IRS, lately, which is our major thing, has decided they're going to pick on the nonprofits of the world. That's why you had to put in this form, this new 993. Okay? Any ideas or any comments on which direction we should go? Mike, you're a businessman.
No, I'm just an engineer, but
You're just an engineer.
but my question is, you were talking about survival first and income for yourself. So I think that would be the first deciding point as to which direction you go. As to your own survival first,
Okay.
and whatever profit versus non-profit how you set it up.
Well, you can go either way and make great money. You can be a nonprofit and make yourself president and pay yourself $300,000. Go to Scientology. Okay. So, if no one's heard of Scientology, it's a quasi-religion, okay, that runs a for-profit business under the guise of nonprofit, okay, created by L. Ron Hubbard. And no, I think either way you could go with that. I covered the point on it, but I don't think the first one. That's what I'm going through the thought pattern I had when you came up with that. I'm handling why. Because I've been working with it. Any other? Go to look at all three. Having fun. What's the fun part? Okay. Luke?
Will your business model be the same, other than the fact that it's nonprofit and for-profit?
That's next week's discussion.
Thank you.
Based on this.
Based on this week, and we'll get more into technical stuff next week. The object of this one is a proposal. Okay, and my proposal is the question. Okay, my proposal is, what direction should we go?
So, based on the fact that you just proposed that the IRS is coming down on nonprofits, what is more favorable, for-profit company or nonprofit? You're still in that.
Well, I think it's yeah. I think you have it. No, and even see. I think yeah, because I'm working on this in my mind at the same time. What is the best way for it to perpetuate? Okay. If it's a for-profit, you have heirs and other people that can take over that you personally pick. If it's a non-profit, you put dependency on group control.
So you could give it a legacy, as in handing it down to family. Make it.
That's right, but for the for-profit, yeah.
It could be a family venture.
As a non-profit, potentially. That's how the Kennedys and that maintain their wealth, is by setting up foundations and then paying themselves millions. So it is a front for a legacy. And I think all you need is 3 of the 5 people on the board. Normally, it's just the normal rules. Have to not be part of the family or part of the organization.
As a corporate,
as a nonprofit. To be classified nonprofit, and the way they do that is they have several families that get together and juxtaposition, so that each one wins in their own area. And that's how you see your people over on Martha's Vineyard maintaining their wealth is by that gimmick. There's a lot of Massachusetts wealth is sitting at, much of the East Coast wealth is sitting there. So that is a path that you can go. And you see most of the major super money earners have set up objectives like that. Potentially.
What's the objective?
But it's like, do I see my family doing it? And I don't know if my family is would perpetuate it. Yeah, I don't know if my kids would really like to do it. You know,
Well, I think that you need to find somebody who has the same passion as you do. And usually
It all takes one.
and usually in anything that moves forward, it's usually because you have a co-owner or a co-partner that has the same passion as you do.
or partners.
Yeah, that's going to perpetuate this. Because you by yourself cannot do it.
No.
No. And so you need to find people who have the same passion as you do. And if you do the right thing, what's in your heart, I believe it will perpetuate itself without a lot of effort.
That to me speaks more to a nonprofit, because you have a board of directors. Well, you might have that with a for-profit company as well, but a nonprofit, you're more likely to attract the people with the same passion.
Right.
That might be. See, there's a reason, but it's not money. It's not a. It's a.
Well, I don't believe you can have both. I don't believe you
Oh, I
can do
absolutely
something for
believe you should have
passion
both.
and really be focused on the money.
Oh,
I
absolutely. I
think
think you
it's a
can-
focus
I
on one or
get-
the other.
I think both can
agree.
both be parallel. I absolutely. See. If you want to read someone great, what's Catherine Pounder? The Dynamics of Prosperity. Wonderful lady. She's in her 90s now. She wrote this book when she was in late 50s or 60s. Dynamics of Prosperity. Okay. Wonderful, powerful lady, and she will tell you that we, as Christians, because she was a minister, are entitled to wealth. So if you listen to some of the true people in our universe, you will see that both can absolutely tithe. There is nothing stopping them except our minds. Yes. There's
Yeah,
wealth.
and I
Wealth
think
is just wealth is like talking. It's just there. Okay. And so no, I don't see the two not tying. I see your objectives on the process. If wealth is there, it gives you the tools to actually add more value. So
Like I said, for me, it's the focus. Like if I'm just focused on a passion, then the money really doesn't matter. But if I'm focused on the money, then I lose my passion.
okay,
So that's
that's
for me.
okay, and I'm quite the opposite.
Mhm.
I focus on my passion and make money
It
because
just depends
there's
on what you're passionate about. If it's a lucrative career, the money will just come.
Yeah, right.
Well-
right.
It's not so
That's true.
lucrative then.
That's true.
that's right. So it is picking out your objectives. So when we had these three objectives, I started, and this is our lesson for the day. Your objective when you work at life is to take and have all three in one project. So if you create the things around your life to have an income source, fun, and you contribute to others, and you have those all tied up, you create a wonderful life. And these are totally obtainable by everyone. Thank you.